Hi, I'm Chris, and this video is going to be a tutorial on how I made these themed 2020 Christmas ornaments. I'm going to be brief on how I made the design, and the rest of it is pretty simple, so this should be a quick video. I did most of the actual designing in Inkscape. The ornament has two sides, one with a snowflake and the text Merry Christmas, and the other with a cartoon virus with the text 2020. I found a cursive text that I thought holiday-esque, and used Inkscape's put on path function to wrap the text around the bottom of the ornament. I also made a mold/tool to hold the ornaments in place while they were being machined. I did this so that I could make more than one at once, and it also made flipping over the ornament to machine out the backside much easier because it fixes the ornament in a specific spot. I imported these 2D shapes into Carbide Create to make them actual objects. The mold is a simple pocket to get the shapes. The ornaments took a bit more work. I made the raised features by first going to the Models tab and using the shape parameters to make a 0.2-inch flat base. Then again with the snowflake or virus selected, use an angle shape parameter of 35 degrees, a max height of 0.1 inches, and an offset of 0.05 inches to get the final design. After that, I made a rough pass and fine pass for both sides of the ornament, and a final cutout pass for the second side that I cut. Next up is the machining, which mostly speaks for itself. One mistake I made here was accidentally making my blocks slightly smaller than the mold size, instead of making them just a tiny bit larger. This meant, to get a snug fit, I taped around the edges of the blocks, then hammered them down into the mold. This didn't have a 100% success rate, and I don't recommend doing it the way that I did. Either make the blocks themselves slightly larger, or use a clamp that holds the top of the piece down. Next, to make the letters, I used a laser cutter to engrave them. After this, things get pretty easy. I did a quick sanding step to remove some of the rough spots from the machining. For the painting, I used a wood stain, but any paint would work for this step. I used antique white for the snowflake and barn red for the virus, 1 to 2 coats on each side. Then I put on some finish. For this I used the Minwax polyacrylic finish, both brush on and spray. I did try the brush on finish before painting the virus side to try to help make it easier to clean up any bleeding of the stain onto the base, but I didn't really have a problem with that, so I don't know if it was actually helpful. The last two things I did were drilling the hole for the string, then adding the string itself. I'd recommend doing the drilling before staining, because you might get some chipping here like me, which might require touching up the stain again. But that's basically it. A fun ornament to make for yourself, or give to someone else to remember this very unique year by. Hopefully I won't need to make another one next year. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks.